Day I'm hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 hustling. Every
Oh, welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix, you are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today we got ourselves a banger daily market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys are spamming that like button. Let's get this party started, y'all. What's up? W Sheet Shirt Brody. Thanks, bro. What's up, everyone? What tall top 5? What y'all's top 5? Bro, we going up or down? Well, relatively, listen, I said, what is it now? 12 days ago? 13 days ago? 2 weeks ago? I said, the bottom's in, boys. Everyone laughed. The bottom's in, boys. That's what I said on this day. What day was that? April 7th. 74.4. I said, the bottom's in, boys. Does that mean up only from here? Okay, so that was 15 days ago. Hello, my friend. What up, Ski? He's now, so I will start to hand the stream over to Ski. Thanks for the follow. I'll take both pills, blue and red. Where will that send me? If you take red pill and blue pill, it's like taking Dayquil and NyQuil at the same time. You're both awake and asleep. You're everything and nothing. You're everywhere and nowhere. You are the Matrix and you're not. Jasmine thoughts, 10 to 12 cents. Jasmine's okay. I like Jasmine for a future play. Okay, so listen, I think that the bottom's in. I still think that there's a strong plausibility. Man, this is a strong candle, though. This is a strong, I'm going to be honest, that's a strong candle. We'll see. We're at the top of the range right now. Textbook, we would come back to a spring, which would be about 80K. That's textbook. That would be textbook. But we're going to see how this move goes. I'm seeing lots of good signs. Like, I am bullish. All my trades are longs. Okay? I had a crushing last week. XYO, great buy. Hello, my friend. What up, Ski? So textbook, we would go back to a test. But we're not really that overbought. You know, on the RSI, we're at 60. And 52. It's just in the median. So I think that the bottom is in. The next macro move takes us to $95,000 to $100,000. We'll see where this week takes us. One thing that is encouraging, the DXY is still plummeting. Now, this is oversold at this point. And it has broken through multiple years of support at this point. If you don't know what the DXY is, it measures the strength of the US dollar. This is 3 years of support. It has crashed through it now. What I anticipate, now this is oversold. Hear me. This is oversold. So what I anticipate actually at this moment, I do anticipate a bounce from the DXY, likely back up to 100. That's a psychological level. That's a massive psychological level. And it's in all likelihood, it's going to come back up here, get rejected, and roll back over. That would be the highest probability move from the DXY. Okay. Bitcoin to me looks really solid. I think the next macro move is 95 to 100K. I've been saying that since August or April 7th. I said the bottom's in at 74.4. I put my longs in. I put my money where my mouth was. I am not just taking y'all to Yap City. I'm taking y'all to clap. I put my money where my mouth is. I went long. I didn't get it at 74. I think I got it at 78 was my exact trade, 78.5. I think that was my exact trade because this was quick. This was not very long. Will dominance go to 40% till May? I don't think we go to 40%. No. I think high 40s, low 50s is my target for Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance, this is a proper upthrust at this point. This is a proper UTAD. All stipulations have been met, and we are seeing definite bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance. So we talked about this a lot. This wick, I said the upthrust textbook would go higher than, the UTAD textbook would go higher than the upthrust. That is textbook. That's not Ski's rules. That's not Ski's predictions. That is textbook. Okay? Textbook. From the text. Open to page. Listen, class. There is a pop quiz. Open up to page 72. You have 15 minutes for your pop quiz. It will not be multiple choice. This will be a written summary. This is going on your final grade, class. Okay, so listen, UTAD textbook. In the textbook, class. Open up your pages to diagram number 33. It goes higher than the upthrust. Okay, so you have a buying climax. Upthrust goes higher. UTAD goes even higher. Now, we said, I thought that this was the upthrust, this big wick that we had back in, when was this? February. So this was just a day. Okay, this was very short-lived, but there was a wick that took us all the way February 25th. That's when it was. But we've been talking about this for a while, that textbook, we would take this out. Not only fill out this wick, but go higher. That's what we've done, okay, for Bitcoin dominance. And we have a downtrend on the RSI. So this is a bearish divergence. So the Bitcoin dominance is rising as the RSI is lowering. That is definitely a bearish divergence. And it's overbought at this point, excuse me. Winlada, what up, Ski? Time to fly. 2019 Toyota Camry time. Where do you see near prices going? I think near will do a 5x. XYO a great buy. I think so. I think XYO is an excellent buy. Ski, I'm starting to worry about my alts. Do you still think we get to 40 cents? 40 cents is my medium case. My bear case is 20 cents for VeChain. I have a long in VeChain. VeChain to me, listen, I recorded some videos this morning. I've been working on my tractor all day. I haven't uploaded all of them, but I think I uploaded 4 of them. So there's another video that I already recorded about VeChain that I'm going to upload shortly. VeChain, I got to be honest, it might be breaking the downtrend already, right now. Thoughts on Ondo? Ondo, I would put in the same class as Sui, Arrow, like all of those coins that are new, fundamental coins, probably going to be here for the next 5-10 years, but highly inflationary. I do think that they have bottomed locally, just like Bitcoin. Let's look at Ondo real quick. Yeah, I think that this is a bottoming structure for sure. I'm not like massively bullish on Ondo. I don't think it's going to like, change your life, but it might change your car. You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on Ondo. So we're looking at a 50% move for a retracement. This isn't life-changing money, but this is car-changing money. 2.7x for parabolic. Okay? 2.7x for parabolic. Hard to understand targets of 10 to 20x dominance only moves 12%. How so? Like, have we, like, okay. You don't need that much. You don't need that much. I'm not estimating for 12%. 12% would be what? 52%? Man, 52%, you'd be surprised at how much that's going to do. You would be surprised at how much that's going to do, because in order for this to play through, not only is, okay, 12%. Okay, let's start there. 12% puts us at 52%. I think that's a fair target for Bitcoin dominance. And the question is, it's hard to see a scenario with 5, 10, 20 X's with only dropping 12% in Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so let me give you the other variable of the equation. The other variable, while Bitcoin is dominance is dropping, is Bitcoin has bottomed. Right? I said that 15 days ago. The bottom's in, boys. Go look at the video. 74.4. April 7th, 2025. I made a video. Bottom's in, boys. I went long that day. Okay, so the other part of the equation is not only is Bitcoin dominance going to fall 12 to 16, 18%. 12 is on the low end, in my opinion. But Bitcoin is going to double. Okay, so Bitcoin doubles. That means the market cap doubles. That means that the total market cap is probably going to triple. So instead of being $2.7 trillion, we're talking $8.8 trillion. That is more than enough money to have many, many coins do a 5, 10, 20x. It just is. Because here's the other thing too. Crypto is not like real estate. We don't need 30 days to close. Crypto is not like the stock market where we need 7 to 10 business days to withdraw your 401k. Nope. It very much, even if it's $8 trillion, that money will slosh from coin to coin to coin. The M2, the movement of money on crypto, is unlike any other asset in the world. Period. Can you chart ski? 55 dominance would be enough. I agree. What's the plan for Sonic and the partnership? So Mario will be tweeting 8 times. There is 2 more spaces over the next 3 months. Will we crash in the summer? I believe so. I think August we have a pretty significant crash, but it's going to be after, on the backs of a big move. So listen, 15 days ago, go look at the video, April 7th, 2025. I said, bottom's in, boys. 74.4. Nobody in the comments said, Ski, you're right. They all said, Ski, you're a silly willy. Or they all said, we're going to 62K, 68K, 50K, 30K, 12K. Nobody said we're going higher. 0 people. 0, 0, none, 0. Not 1, not 2, not some, 0. Zero. Thoughts on ADA? I like ADA a lot right here. I think it's a good value, short term and long term. Definitely more long term. Flux going to do anything? Yes, I believe so. Listen, there's a whole list of coins that have been castrated because of Ethereum's weak performance, because of Ethereum's lackluster performance. The good news is, though, I think Ethereum is showing signs of waking up. We will see. It looks like it's about to make a higher low. We will see. It's very close. It has not quite broken out of this parallel downtrend, but when we zoom out, when in doubt, zoom it out. When we zoom out, we're on top of lots of support, multiple years of support, in fact. So we have not quite broken out of this downtrend, but I think very soon Ethereum is going to break out of the downtrend. And at a minimum is going to go to $3,000 bare bones minimum. That will be enough to have Ethereum dominance, which is very oversold, and also on top of 5 years of support. Okay? Ethereum does not need to go to 15,000 for Bitcoin dominance to fall. 3,000 will be more than enough. But I think that there's a realistic possibility that Ethereum gets to $7,000, and the host of coins that are in the ecosystem, like Theta, like Flux, like Quant, there's a lot of coins that have been just pummeled because of Ethereum's lackluster performance. I am the biggest Ethereum hater. perhaps known to man. I think Ethereum has bottomed and is oversold by a grand magnitude. And at a minimum, we'll do a 3,000%, not 3,000%, excuse me. Let me walk that back. $3,000 move. That is the retracement. That would be a dead cat bounce. ETH 7,000. I think that that's a very plausible. So 3,300. I think you could pretty much bank on that. 3,000, you could call it. I think there's a 65% chance it gets to 7,000. When do you suggest paying back the loan that was used to buy the dips lately? As soon as possible. 3,000 by when? It would probably be by the end of May. Sologenic. Okay, let's go to VeChain, and ADA is right here. We'll look at ADA first. This is a bottoming structure as well. We have a bullish divergence right now. So on the RSI, you're having an uptrend while this was a downtrend. This is a bottoming structure, just like the entire market. And this same structure right here, let's get rid of this. VeChain has the same structure too. This is a very good structure that I really, really like. And I talk about this in my video, which I haven't uploaded yet, but I will upload it today. But you guys are going to get the master class on this. This is Wyckoff. Not only is this Wyckoff, but has there been any other cryptocurrencies that had this exact same structure? Yes. I'm glad you asked. Person watching me broadcast this on your phone, TV, or on the internet. Bitcoin had this exact same setup, had this exact same structure. As how many coins have ADA's exact chart? 8,723. I'm pretty sure. I didn't count. How many coins have this exact same chart? All right, and we're going to mark it out for you. So right here, this move right here is this move right here. So you have your mark down, your mark down. You have your selling climax, secondary test, you can call it a spring, same thing. Right there, boom. Sign of strength, back test. Back test. Move to the upside, goes higher than the sign of strength. Move to the upside, goes higher than the sign of strength. Back test again. Cha-cha real smooth. Cha-cha again. Right here. Boom. Boom. And then you start to gruel your way up. That would be the next stipulation. This is the end of the story. Listen, guys, 80% of the market looks like this. Not 80% is too much. A huge percentage of the market looks like that exact same structure as ADA, as VeChain, as ICP even. Whoops. Lots of coins have this exact same structure. Link has the same structure. Dogecoin has the same structure. Shiba does not. XDC has the same structure. There's lots of coins that have that exact same setup. Okay. When is all of this setup taking place? All of this setup is taking place while gold is going absolutely parabolic. I have taken 30% profit on gold. This is typically trades inversely with cryptocurrency and the stock market. While the Dow Jones is getting crushed, while M2 is at an all-time high, while China's M2 is at an all-time high, while the DXY is falling off a cliff, the perfect storm. Do you still think ICP $30? Absolutely. Can you go over Theta, please? I need Flux to quit fluxing around. If ETH fixes staking for institutions, it's going to go crazy. ETH drops so much. How can ETH go to 7K? Still be possible this run? I mean, Bitcoin's dropped 90+% 3 different times, 4 different times. Amazon has dropped 90+% 4 different times. ICP or Rose? I like both ICP and Rose. When will be the best time to buy SPY? Listen, I have less confidence in the stock market. I do believe the stock market is a beat behind Bitcoin. So this is a critical spot right now with the stock market. Listen, I think Bitcoin's bottomed. I think there's a strong chance that this is the selling climax. But again, textbook, pop quiz. Turn your textbook to page 27 and let's look at accumulation. The textbook selling climax. The secondary test goes lower than the selling climax. So if I'm saying to you on the Dow Jones that this is the selling climax, well, textbook would say we're going to go a little bit lower. That's why I made a video the other day. I said Bitcoin has bottomed, but the stock market has not. Now, this is a bottoming structure, but let's see. I'd love to be wrong and have a V bottom and make a higher low. Let's see where this ends this week. Are we going to make a slightly lower low, or is this going to start making higher low structure? I don't know. Overall, I have less faith in the stock market than I do in crypto. That's my personal investment thesis. You should make your own. You should not listen to a guy in his basement. What's your 88 price target? 2468. Will ETH make a new low or it has bottom? It has not broken out of the downtrend. It is extremely oversold. The most oversold it has been since the June 2022 bottom. ETH Dominance is the most oversold that it was since the June 2022 bottom. That does not mean it cannot go lower. But I think the probability is that ETH has bottomed. We will see, though. It is a beat behind Bitcoin, though. It doesn't have the same setup as Bitcoin. I'm going to be honest, transparent. Bitcoin, to me, is working well out of the bottom. This is a clear bottoming structure. Ethereum, perhaps, is at the beginning of the bottoming structure. What up, Ski? Why come we're not in Lambos yet? Because I'm not a Lambo type of guy. Did you see the tractor I was working on today? Pretty much ETH won't hit that this run. Let's see, 2029. The next cycle. There is no next cycle. People talk out of both sides of their mouth. They say 4-year cycle's over. See you in 4 years. Which is it? I don't believe that for a second. If the 4-year cycle is really over, that means that Bitcoin is deep in accumulation. AKA, this is basically, let's pull up the fractal. We're basically about to be at the, Silicon Valley Bank going to zero, higher low. That's where we're at in accumulation. Okay? That's where we are at. It's see you in 2 months is where we're at. See you in 2 weeks. There is no more see you in 4 years. People talk out of both sides of the mouth. 4-year cycle's done. See you in 4 years. Which is it? Do you think institutions will fool us all in pumping in the summer? That's a very possible thing. That's why I'm not married to any time. I don't care about time. I care about structure. That's a good point. I predict there will be a crash in the summer, August time frame. I don't care if it happens or not. I would love to be dead wrong, laughably wrong. Ha ha ha! Ski, you silly willy. I would love that. I think that we have a bottoming structure deep. How are you, bro? I'm doing fantastic. Theta price targets, please. My Theta price targets are still the same. Update on CAS. I think, again, CAS, to me, I talked about it. 5.5 cents was my downside target. We hit that. I think that the bottom structure is in. We might get a secondary test and a selling climax, or excuse me, a spring. I'll just pull it up. But 5.5 cents was my target on CAS for the bottom. This is it, yes. Okay, actually, there's a good probability that this is the secondary test. So this is your selling climax. You have a bullish divergence now. This is now a little bit oversold or overbought, and it broke out of this. It took out this high. Okay, so to me, this is pretty deep in accumulation, actually. 5.5 cents was my bottom target. We got to 5.53 cents. Okay, I missed it by a couple of decimals. I'm sorry. Is it too late to say sorry? I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so look, this is where basically where I think that CAS is, somewhere in this phase. It might get a spring, and it might have the LPS structure. It's somewhere deep in phase B, in my opinion. But relatively, when you look back 6 months from now, you will say that this is the bottom. That is what I think for CAS. Okay. Target on Sol, 4 to 500. I guess less greed is better strategy than hopium for the summer pump. Should I sell my Plantra to put into Bitcoin or alts? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, bro. Can you look at how low can OM go? Filecoin predictions. Filecoin has too much inflation for me. I'm not a fan of Filecoin. How down can Bitcoin correct? I have limit orders at 78K and 77K. That is what I think. Okay? That's what I think. If we're lucky, Bitcoin will come back to 78K. Okay? I have my limit order. So, okay, let's talk about it. Let's go back to the Wyckoff. Class, turn your pages to page 23. We're going to go over Wyckoff accumulation. There's going to be a pop quiz. Multiple choice this time. Okay, look. So you have your selling climax. Secondary test goes lower than the selling climax. Okay, we had that. Selling climax, secondary test in phase B goes lower than the selling climax. Okay, and then your spring goes lower than the secondary test in phase B, right? All of these stipulations are in. Even the automatic reaction and the secondary test, move to the upside, creek down, boom, take it all out with the spring. Okay, now we are either A, on the LPS, or B, we're about to get our test. You can make an argument, if you look on the 5-hour, that the test is already in, that this was the test already. I have my limit orders in at 78K, meaning I will buy Bitcoin, go long, add to my long. I'm already in a long. I will be adding to that position at 78K and 77K if the opportunity presents itself. Because that would be where the test is, right? So how do I know that that is the test? If we get it. If we have not gotten it yet, the test would go to the same spot, textbook, as the secondary test in phase B. Where did the secondary test in phase B go? 77K. And if you want to count the body, it's 80K. If we get a test, that's where we're going to go. That's an opportunity, in my opinion. Because after that, you would get your sign of strength, which would take above all of this. It'd be about 95 to 100K before starting phase E, which is the mark up. That would take you to 118 to 138K. Mark up, that's what we call a bull run. All right, class, pop quiz. Class is in session. Pop quiz. I will also be buying the dip if we're lucky. Again, I'm not predicting we're going to 78K. I'm telling you if the test is not in already, because there is an argument to be made that it's already in. If you look on the 5-hour, You could definitely argue your case and say the test is already in. I'm not predicting. I have less confidence that we're coming back to 80K than I do that the absolute bottom, 74.4, is in. That, to me, I have more clarity than we're going to come back. We'll see. Hope so. But you could definitely argue that this was it right here. You could definitely make that case. So we'll see what the market brings us, what opportunities arise. What opportunities arise? Thoughts on Litecoin? Litecoin typically is a first mover. I got a D on the quiz for sure. C's get degrees, baby. C's get degrees. All right, Turbo Ski. That's a strong if. All right, let's look at VeChain, because VeChain has the same setup as Bitcoin 2013. Let's do that again, because most of the altcoins, guys, listen, I don't want to be hyperbolic here. I really don't. I don't want to FOMO. I don't want to FUD, FOMO, none of that stuff. I just look at data, I look at charts, and I try to make my best assumptions. Sometimes I get things wrong, but I have a pretty damn good track record. Okay? My assumption is gold is parabolic. That's bad for crypto. And stocks, they trade anti, right? But it's parabolic, meaning a top is very near. The DXY is falling off a cliff. This trades inversely with crypto. Dow Jones is getting crushed. M2 is all-time high. China's M2 is all-time high. There is a perfect storm. Bitcoin Dominance is working on the upthrust. Bitcoin has bottomed. There's a perfect storm, and most of the altcoins have VeChain. ICP. What would we say? Crow has the same chart. Most of every altcoin has this chart right here. I don't care about the coin. Just look at the structure. Most coins have this structure right here. HNT. All right, so let's just show this coin, X coin. You know what it is. But let me show you, like, has crypto done this structure before, and how does it end? Answer. Daily double. Yes. It has. It has. It has. It has. It has. It has. Okay? Right here. Let me go back to Crow. We're going to do XYO. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter about the coin. I don't care about the coin. We're talking about structure. Look at this. Come on now. This is the same thing. Markdown, selling climax, secondary test, sign of strength, back test, move up higher than the back test, move up higher than the back test again, cha-cha real smooth. Then you start to chop up before here is the end of the story. Almost every altcoin looks like this. The XYO looks like this. Crow looks like this. VeChain looks like this. ADA looks like this. Link looks like this. Dogecoin looks like this. Where is my VeChain chart? Where's my snare? Here we go. VeChain. Same chart, guys. VeChain is flirting with danger right now. In a good way. Like, I'm feeling dangerous. I woke up feeling dangerous. That type of way. Because you might classify this as a higher high already. We'll see. Very near breaking out of this downtrend, though. And what do we have? The same thing. Accumulation, sign of strength, back test, move higher, back test again. Cha-cha real smooth. My patience is locked. I have no choice. Wind camping. Okay, my trees just came in. I bought them in February. I've been waiting for them to come in to go camping for the longest time. So I'm going camping this weekend. Just because the markets need a little boost, I'm going camping this weekend. All right, we're going to switch to subscriber only. I've already went too long. I don't want to gatekeep, but I do this for my account's protection because there's a lot of silly willies out here. All right. I'm still live on YouTube. Oh, camping is great news. Yes, I bought 20 trees. Apple tree, pear tree, maple tree. What else did we get? I don't know what else we got. We got lots of trees, 20 of them. I'm planting my orchard. The best time to plant an orchard was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Should we honestly sell in May if we need much more upside? Listen, that is a saying. That's not necessarily what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to let the market come to me, just like Bitcoin, just like my analysis on Bitcoin right now. I am looking for opportunities. The opportunity perhaps is 78K. If that opportunity presents itself, I will be taking action. So if by May, opportunity of a 3, 5, 10x presents itself, I will take action. That is my mindset. Is this available on Xbox? What platform are you playing this crypto game on? PC, baby. Has Wyckoff's spring theory ever been wrong in crypto? I misread it in February. But no. It not from the any time that I've seen it, no. I had a misread in February. 9 times I have said that the bottom is in. 8 times I was correct on the day. February, I was wrong. La Francesca, thanks for becoming a member. Yes, savage. Every crypto projects are closely tied to Ethereum's performance. If Ethereum doesn't experience significant growth or pump, what could be the potential impact of those projects? They're going to have to adapt or die, period. Adapt or die. That's it. So if it comes back to 78K, I'm going 10K, 7X leverage, tight stop. I'll be doing 3X. There you go. There's a freebie. I like the end of the story. Me too. The end of the story looks very good. Okay. Rose. Rose is one that's been brutalized, castrated from Ethereum's performance. Perhaps. One more try. One more again. Let's see. Can we break out of this? Can we break out of this down parallel channel? Let's see. It was pretty oversold on the daily. Very oversold. I definitely put Rose in the category of those coins that have been beaten down because Ethereum's lackluster performance, for sure. Rose is looking better. Rose is flirting with breaking out. Has not quite broken out yet, but is flirting. The beard lives. The beard continues to live. I bet my beard many, many times. And many, many times my beard continues to thrive. And stay alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Ha, 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 ha. Skis beard staying alive. Staying alive. OM, my bad, bro. Dano. My bad, bro. Let's look at OM. Oh, OM too was like this. I forgot about OM. So same thing, by the way. Oh, this is a good point. I'm not touching OM. That's so crazy that it got that oversold. Insane. But I want to point out about OM. Let's do a quad view. No. Let's do it like this. Okay. So we're going to look at Bitcoin on the left. And we're going to show the 2021 cycle into 2022, right? Okay. So this is what I theorize that the bottom is in, because we have this exact same structure, right? And not only is it the same structure, so you have your selling climax. Let's pull this up so everyone can see this. Okay. And then let's do OM over here. I'd be interested to see the market cap too. That might tell a story. What in the world? Okay, no, it doesn't tell a different story. I didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, so we're going to do Bitcoin on the left, OM on the right. Okay, and then we also have the 2021 bull run, 2022 bear market, 2023 recovery also. And then on the bottom, we're going to do FTX. Okay, I find the timing very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Extremely interesting. During this same time right here, FTX goes to zero. Was the spring, excuse me. So this is your, let's mark it out here. This is your selling climax right here. The selling climax in the crypto market was Luna going to zero right here. Then you had a secondary test, goes lower. Okay, that was right here. And then the spring, what happened during the spring? This was the spring in 2022. What happened? FTX goes to zero. What happened here? The sacrificial lamb. OM was sacrificed the same time that the spring comes in. I could not script it any better if I tried. If I sat down for a week and thought of a better script, I could not think of one. Period. Okay? To me, this is more confirmation. I'm not touching OM. Could this recover? Yes, it could. It doesn't. I will say the good thing about OM. Let's bring this back. So that was all about Bitcoin and why, another reason why I think that Bitcoin has bottomed. Another reason, in addition to all of the TA that has been coming up and coming out. Another reason. But now let's bring it back full circle to answer Irish Dano's question about OM. To me, I'm not touching OM. I will say, though, there was a significant difference between FTX and OM, because there definitely was a lot of inflation on FTX when that happened. When I'm looking at OM, I do not see that. I do not see a crazy amount of inflation. When we look at market cap versus price, it is the same right now. So keep an eye on that. Perhaps some good things to come. Also, what we can see is there's a gap in trading. When there's a gap, what happens? They get filled. When there is no trading, everyone wants a straight line up until you actually get a straight line up, and this is the consequence of that. That is the consequence. That's what happens when you put a sorry receiver on me like Crabtree. That's the consequence. I'm down all my lunch money on Rose. I'm convinced the beard is here till 2075. 2075? That might be longer than me. Just spot buy V-Chain. Damn, that looks like Soba. Fuck. Damn. I'm down snacks money on Rose at worst. Yeah, Rose has been a bad performer. Mikey, thanks for the goat. Paul, thanks for the s'mores. Alina, thanks for the heart. Danny boy, thanks for the lightning. Ruby, thanks for the roses, you savages. DCA saved my lunch money. There we go. Nice. Yeah, so listen, guys, to wrap it all up, put a nice little neat bow on it. The perfect storm is here. I don't want to be hyperbolic. I don't want to FOMO, FUD. I don't want to do any of those things. I have a great deal of certainty that Bitcoin bottom is in. 2 weeks ago, I said the bottom's in, boys. April 7th, 2025, I made a video. The bottom's in, boys. And then I went on to say why. Here we are. Like, we're up 17% from that video. I put my money where my mouth was. I went long. While the bottom of Bitcoin is in, I do believe that the upthrust, aka the absolute worst of the top, is working itself, manifesting itself for Bitcoin dominance. While that is taking place, Ethereum dominance is the most oversold it has been since June of 2022, aka the bottom. While that is happening, the DXY has broken 3 years of support. While that is happening, everything everywhere all at the same time, gold is going parabolic. This trades inversely with crypto and the stock market. While that is happening, China's M2 has made a new all-time high. While that is happening, M2 has made an all-time high again. So to me, it is a perfect storm. Everything everywhere all at one time. Boring, boring, boring until it is not. This is going to be a hated rally. No one will be bullish until it's too late. Period. Purred. Oh. Can we get a rate cut, please? I'm not in charge of that. I hope so. Listen, I'm getting my house ready to sell. If they cut rates, I will get an extra like 40, 50 grand just because they cut rates. Just because so many people are waiting for them to cut rates to buy a house. Like and subscribe, you savages. Make sure you guys follow, like, subscribe. I'm live on YouTube right now. At ya boy ski, YABOYSKEY. So there you go. So that, okay, we went 40 minutes and we didn't have any issues. Knock on wood. Top buys right now. Solnic is my top 100x play. SOLNIC. I really like VeChain here. I like ADA here. I like XYO here. Those are value plus structure. Link is pretty good. ICP is really good. Quant looks really good. There you go. All right, guys. This was a short one, but it was a banger. Top values right now. Sonic, HNT, Rose, ICP, Shiba, Dent, VeChain, Naka, IOTA, Flux, Theta, Krill, Suki, Raven, Dynex, Dot, LCX, Sauce, Hehe, Crow, Phantom, News, 1, XYO, ADA, Link, XNO. I forgot about XNO. That is a top value play. You might throw, I don't know if Quant's on there or not, but Quant is looking really good. XRP. I just uploaded my analysis on XRP. I just uploaded that video before I went live. It's questionable. As in, like, listen, I don't want to be like, it could go up or it could go down. We'll see. But that's reality. There is conflicting data coming from XRP. The conflicting data is most of the market, I believe, has bottomed. So XRP is not going to be any different if that's the case. It's oversold at this point, slightly. That's bullish. I think it's going to minimum go to $3 in the near future, $5 to $8. So that's the bullish setup. The bearish thing is it has been following this fractal since March of 2023. So at some point, it's going to break away from this fractal. It has not done so yet. So we will see. Is it going to break away now? If not, guess what? It's going to take all of these gains back. Back to $1. Back to the lobby. We'll see. Either way, I'm bullish on XRP. I think it goes to $5 to $8. I would love to add a new position because I de-risked a lot of my XRP at $3.33. If we get back to $1, I will add spot on XRP. Back to the lobby. Can we look at Hehe? It's been holding at 1 million for a while now. Yeah, I think it's a decent looking chart here. Starting to round out. I still think it goes minimum. Even just off of this Fibonacci, the micro one. I can't see what that price is. I don't see what that price is because, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, 2618. I'm going to give you ROI. Just the micro Fibonacci. 25x. There you go. Hey, Ski, any chance you have a look at Astra? Yo, what's good, fam? What is good? ICP chart looking like a meme coin? I don't know about that, bro. I mean, like Dogecoin, if you want to say that. It looks like Dogecoin to me. It looks like accumulation. It looks like it's on top of 3 years of support. That's what it looks like to me. ZBCN to 1 cent. I heard there was lots of inflation on ZBCN. I don't know that to be true. We're usually on. I put my schedule out every Sunday. I put it out on Twitter, TikTok. I posted my schedule on TikTok. I posted my schedule. I will go over it. Hold on. Whenever. Do Dogecoin ski. I got you, bro. Let me tell my schedule real quick. I don't know what's going on with my Telegram here. All right, here's my schedule for this week. 7 to 9, 6 to 8 on Tuesday, 4 to 5:30 on Wednesday. Thursday is 4 to 6 p.m. Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:30. And then also 3:30 to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, I will be off. Most likely, I will be off on Monday. We will see, though. So that is my schedule for this week. I put out my schedule every Sunday. I always post it on Twitter. I post it on Instagram. I post it on TikTok. I post it in the Telegram. So every Sunday, I make my schedule for the whole week. So that is when I'm going to be live this week. Good small cap play, Sonic. Have you done some deeper analysis on VThor? I have a long on VThor. I like VThor here. Let's look at Dogecoin. Matic or Flux? Flux. A Dogecoin has the same setup as Bitcoin in 2014 through 2017, in my opinion. Exact same setup. It's at the 236. You could probably put Dogecoin in that list. It has not broken out of the downtrend yet, but it's getting close. Let's take out 29.7 billion. That could be good. Nuko, thanks for becoming a member, you savage. It already hit the 702. The next logical spot would be the 1618. From here is a 5x. I think that that's very probable for Dogecoin. Bitcoin going back to that lower level of liquidity before 93 to 95K. That's the highest probability, yes. Can you do a live stream where you show us your steps on to take a leverage trade? Maybe for the members / NFT holders. I just look for value most of the time. I have the best success with Bitcoin and VeChain. Those I consistently do well on those. A lot of the blue chips I do well. ADA, Theta, Rose. I typically do well on those. XRP is 50-50. I've had some really big wins with XRP. I've had some really big losses trading XRP. XRP kind of does its own thing in a lot of regards. And then I generally don't do as well if I'm like trying to do some stupid play of like a coin that I don't trade, like I don't know. Like I do way worse on meme coins or trying to do random stuff. I should just stop doing that and just trade the ones that I do well at. I consistently print wins with Bitcoin, VeChain, ADA, Theta, XEN, consistently. XRP is 50-50. I have huge wins with XRP trading, and I have huge losses with XRP. So I don't love trading XRP, but I still pulls me back. I do it again and again. Again and again and again and again. So there you go. 2 NFTs get you lifetime access to exclusive Telegram group, which comes with my portfolio, my buys, sells, my trades, anytime I go long or short, the leverage I do, my stop losses, my take profits. It comes with books that have helped me, meditations, a weekly video, and a really awesome community. That's probably the best part, honestly. The community, to me, is the strongest part of the group. I'm in at 74. Would like to get more at 81 or lower. Same here. I'm in at 78.5. That's my long price that I'm actively in on Bitcoin right now. I would like to add to that position. I've already completely de-risked. XRP is 50-50. XRP was one of my bigger wins from a blue chip as far as spot. I've definitely had big losses trading XRP. I've definitely had huge wins trading XRP too. What percentage of your money comes from trading versus spot buys? 10% is trading. 90% is spot buys. 10% is trading. 90% is spot buys. Who is the guy on your YouTube? What are you talking about? What guy on my YouTube? Think XEN will run again? Yes, I do. I think it has a good setup. Macro, I have a long in XEN. I've taken profit on that. I have a stop loss. It might get hit because it might have short-term downside. I think long-term, definitely upside. We will see. It's still in a downtrend for sure. The face. What do you mean, the face? I think they were talking about AI ski. Oh, you're talking about the thumbnail? That, yeah. AI made that for me. Yeah, I don't know. It's an angry looking ski with longer hair. Like he's got the wrinkles right here. I don't do that. I have the what do they call it? The crow's feet. I have crow's feet because I'm always laughing and smiling. Because I don't take life seriously like that. You could tell what kind of life people live. If they got crow's feet, they're laughing, they're smiling. If they have these little wrinkles right here, they're angry, they're worrying. If they're like this, they're anxious. If they got the stuff up here, it's anxiety. I got crow's feet. You can tell a lot about someone's life by their wrinkles. Do you think this is a bull trap and we will see lower price action? No. Will we go lower? Yes. This to me is textbook accumulation. I think that people are talking out of both sides of their mouth. They say 4-year cycle is over, and then they'll say see you in 4 years. I do think there's a decent probability we come back to 80K, but I made a video 15 days ago, said the bottom's in at 74.4, April 7th, 2025. Said the bottom's in, boys. Here's X, Y, and Z, Y. So listen, if the 4-year cycle is over, well, you know what that means. People think that means we're going If the 4-year cycle is over and it's the worst bull market of all time, you know what that means? It means this is the best bear market of all time. Because you know what creates violent bear markets? Violent bull markets. If the 4-year cycle is really over, well, that means it's really over. And you know what that means? That means we're deep. If you want to tell me that this is distribution, okay, I'll buy it for $1. That means this is accumulation. We're basically at this point right here. We might get a test like the Silicon Valley Bank in 2023. That's what I think. Bitcoin hits all-time high in May or June. It's a strong plausibility. I think at least 100K though. I think we at least get back to 100K because that would be your textbook sign of strength. What up, Ski? What's up, fam? Textbook sign of strength. So that's my opinion. Yeah, listen, I do not think we're making a new low. Not before a new high. Now, can we go to 70? Brian, can we go to 70K? Yes. Can we go to 50K? Yes. Not before a new high, in my opinion. I have a long in. I put a long in April 7th, 2025. I've been riding that. I did not get the absolute bottom. I didn't get it at 74.5. I got it at 78.5. Oh, well. I'm chilling. The wrinkle reader. Bitcoin took out my short. We're going up. He's the wrinkle reader. ETH got to be one of the best risk to reward at the moment. I don't know. For blue chip, I think I would rather just have VeChain, to be honest, or Quant. It technically is below the 236. So you know what? I'll buy that. I mean, it's at the bear market lows. Like, let's play a game. The absolute parabolic target for ETH is what? I think the probable bare minimum is $3,000 for Ethereum. That's a double. I think the likely is 7K. Man, you might be onto something here. I do think that there's better. Okay, that's a 4x. But there is a place where Ethereum goes to 15K, and that is going to sound absolutely bonkers. I know, but it would sound absolutely bonkers that Bitcoin would have went to 109,000 when it was at 16,000. Right? Let's keep it a buck. So maybe I think I would probably rather have ADA for risk to reward. I think I'd probably rather have VeChain for risk to reward. I think I'd probably rather have Quant for risk to reward. But I don't think Ethereum is a bad play, risk to reward. I would rather it break out of this downtrend, which it has not yet, though. Solnic LFG looking strong. I agree. Solnic has, in a lot of ways, outperformed the entire market, upside and downside, which is crazy. It's normally one or the other. If ETH nearly 10x from here, our altcoin is going to adventure through the entire solar. I agree. I think the probable is a 4x, right? I think that that's more likely, but there is a scenario where it does a 9x. It would not be crazy. Should we put in a long? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait patiently for a textbook break of this downtrend, and then I will be looking to long Ethereum because I do think once it breaks it, it will be easy money to just buy the dip and long on Ethereum. That's what I think. Hasn't quite done it yet. I think it's very close, though. Let's see how we get through this week. Let's get through this week. Very, very close. So what's left for ETH? Yeah. Apparently Vitalik too. I just made a video on this, but apparently Vitalik, he's full-time research mode now. And their objective is to, I just made a video about this. Their objective is to fix the speed and the gas fees, which to me is, that's their biggest issue. That's what everyone's been complaining about forever. They blamed the miners. They switched to proof of stake, and guess what? The gas fees were the same. So yeah, I think it's a good thing that they're working on their layer 1. I'm rooting for Ethereum. I'm an Ethereum hater. I am rooting for Ethereum. Okay. I'll be longing Ethereum very soon here. What range does ETH need to hold to break a downtrend? Okay, if it doesn't get a move to the upside right now, it's fine. Right here. And it would need to be here for another 2 weeks. If no movement to the upside, just trading sideways. If it wants to break out, we'd be looking at a 10% move to about 1,700. 1,750, somewhere in there. So it's pretty close. It's very close, but it's got rejected multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know. I don't know. This looks like a crashing structure, though, to completion, to be honest, though. If you're an Elliott Wave person, you can make a case for it. We'll see. This is the key. This Ethereum is the key to the altcoins, period. 6 times the charm. Oh, man. All right, guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I'll be live tomorrow. What time will I be live tomorrow? 6 p.m. Central Time. Be there or be square. If you're square, you're not around. You're not around. All right, guys. That's going to be it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.